Hi guys! So I guess you waited long enough. I did a little extra, I guess, prep work so you wouldn't have to wait so long. As I said earlier, jellies take the entire day, if not 2 days, because of the dripping and processing of all the fruit and the fruit juice. So after I had dripped my berries and stuff, I'll show you here. So this is what we were left with. I had just under 3 cups of liquid, so I used the same amount of sugar. I put that in my big pot over a high, medium, I guess, about a 7. So I started to bring that up to a rapid boil, and it has to be rapid because, again, we're not using pectin, we're using what's in the berries. Jelly will set, as they say, at about 220 degrees. I'm using my thermometer today, and my jelly is just about up there already. It still had like a few minutes left on the timer, which you're probably going to have to hear go off in a second. So what I did was I had a bowl in the freezer. I've got some ice in here just to keep my spoons really, really cold. So you'll see when jams and jellies are done, they kind of set on the spoon. Right now, I don't know if you can see. I'm going to move it over. Hold on. Safety. Okay. So right now we're still pretty runny. The drips that you see coming off the spoon here now. Hang on, I'll do it again for you. So the drips. See how they're really thick. When that starts to set together, they'll actually become quite thick, and then you'll see like 2 or 3 drops kind of. You can see that one starting to drip there now kind of together. So I would imagine another couple of minutes on this, and we'll be just about ready for our jars. So I have an extra couple of spoons here for testing. What I also wanted to show you guys, this is a book I bought a long time ago, and it's called Home Preserving. Bernardin, I think, again, I'm pronouncing that right. For anybody that wanted to get into making their own jams, jellies, any kind of preserves really, that is an excellent book. It teaches everything right from scratch, and it also talks a little bit about canning low acid foods like meat and different things. You really want to be careful of food safety, everything sterile, everything clean, processed the proper way. I know a lot of people, especially in Newfoundland, they just boil moose and stuff on the stove, and I'm probably going to hear it for saying this, but they just boil it until the lids are down, and they say nobody's gotten sick yet. I guess it's safe. In reality, you can get very sick. Botulism is very serious. So all meats and low acid vegetables have to be pressure canned, like in a canner with the little weights that jiggle on the top. All low acid foods. So be careful, because I mean, you would feel really awful if you got your family sick. So I'm going to check my jelly again now that I told you off. Okay, we're almost at 225 here now, so I'm just going to give it another test. Oh, my ice cube stuck onto the spoon. It's pretty cold. Yeah. You'll start to see the drips are getting less drippy. It's almost there. And when you'll see that, it'll kind of stick there like a little string. That's when you know that it's really ready. Okay, so another couple of minutes. In the meantime, what I have done, there's my timer, 1 sec. In the meantime, what I have done is washed and sterilized all of my jars. I boiled the kettle and I put the water right over top, the jars, the lids, everything, because that keeps it hot. You want to put hot liquid in the hot jars. One for the sterilization part of it, it's just got to be all clean. And the other part is if you had a cold jar and you put hot liquid in there, well, chances are that you're going to break your jar. And that's not nice when that happens. I was doing baked apples a while back, and I actually had a faulty jar, no fault of my own. There was a slight crack around the bottom, and when I put it in the canner, the whole bottom just popped right out. So you don't want that to have happen. Another thing is you can get, I thought I'd share, these little things are at the Dollarama. They come in red and blue, and they're just nice if you were planning to give it as gifts. Well, you can just pop that over top once it's all set, of course. And then there's actually even a little elastic that come with the tag, and you can put to, from, what type of jelly, or, you know, whether it's jelly or salsa or whatever. It always makes a nice gift. And I love, love, love homemade gifts. And next time you're at a local fair and you're complaining about why the lady wants $8 for a little jar of jelly, now you know that it takes her the entire day. So not only does she have to go pick the berries one day, then she has to process the jam another day, and then she has to cook it down another day. So really, like, you got 3 days of work, and you're probably only going to get, like, I mean, depending on how much berries, maybe 4 to 6, maybe even 8 jars. I'm guessing today I might get 4 or 5, maybe. So there's quite a bit of work. A labor of love. Okay, I'm really going to check my jam now because I really, really think that's ready. It's up at about 2:30 now, which is really high. Now you can see how it's getting 2 drips there now, and it's getting really, really drippy. That's how I know that it's done. Look, it's not even there. That's your jelly set. I'm going to turn that right off. My kitchen it's like it's not hot enough in here already today. Yeah, so I'm going to put that aside, and I'm going to take my jars. I have a jar lifter. These things come, I have a big black canning pot. They came with the jar lifter, a little magnet ended thing for picking up the lids, a funnel, and this little tool, which I'll show you what to do with that in just a minute. So I'm going to, yeah, just grab, grab a little jar out of here. I would have used a bigger bowl, only for I don't have a lot of room on this little table. And I'm using just a variety of jars today, just so you can kind of see. Yeah. Okay, so now I have 4 jars here. I'm going to take my funnel. I'm going to lay it right over the jar. I'm going to take my washed and sterilized ladle. I'm going to just take that and pour it right directly into the jar. Oh, it's going to be such a pretty color too. I hope it tastes just as good. I'll have a little taste after for sure. There we go. And we're going to fill them. Leave about just to the top of the, where the lines start to go around. You don't want to overfill them because they're not going to seal properly. And you don't want to underseal them because they don't look nice. And you know me, I'm all about the aesthetics. Yeah, I'm going to just continue on until all my jars are filled up. And you want to be careful too. Sometimes you might get a little foaming on the top. You want to be careful of that too. If so, just scrape it off. I actually read somewhere that you can add a half a teaspoon, quarter teaspoon of real butter, and that reduces the foaming quite a bit. So that's what I did. You want to be careful you don't splash around too much. Not only is it hot, but you don't want a big pile of air bubbles in there either. I'll sure how this is going to work with this one, but we'll see. Oh, perfect. Look at that. So a full couple days work for 4 jars of jelly. It's gonna be good jelly. Jody Curlock, you better have something good to trade for this. Oh my. He makes all kinds of goodies too down there. Pierogies and jerkies, and eats all kinds of cool stuff. I've actually had alligator down his place. I know, right? It was good, chewy, but good. And what I'm doing is, I'm using a knife because I'm assuming that most of you guys have a knife. This is what this is for. You just put it right around the edge of the jar, and it helps release the air bubbles in there. And you don't want air in your jam or anything really that you're canning, because the air allows a space for bacteria and different things to grow, and we don't want that. Now, I am actually going to take my spoon. I have a little tiny bit of foam on the top of this jar here. As you can see there. I'm going to take that off because it's not going to go away. It's going to still be there when I open the jar, and I'm too particular. I just don't want to see it. So yeah, so just ever so gently, I'm just going to take that right off the top. And sometimes you don't see the foam in the pan. It doesn't show up until after you release the bubbles. Some of it's foam, some of it's bubbles. Whatever it is, it's, you know, it's not very appealing to my eye. Yeah, there we go. Let's have a little taste. Oh, it's really, really, really good. I guess the sugar really bring out the flavors of the berries. I can kind of taste all 3 in there. There goes my phone. Always with the phone. I barred the dogs outside on the deck. The deck, the sunroom door is open. I'm not cruel. So they wouldn't be barking, and now my phone is going. But yeah, that's it. Everybody got a phone ringing somewhere, so I'm sure. So yeah, I'm just wiping all the rims because you don't want anything interfering with the seal on the jar. So now that I have that done, I'm going to take my little magnet thing, and I'm going to pick up my hot lids. They're really hot. Use a little paper towel, and you just want to finger tighten. There's no need to really, really tighten all the way. Like you just don't have to. And these are just the regular, I guess, Bernardin or Golden Harvest jars, just regular canning jars. You can get these at Canadian Tire, Walmart, Home Hardware, lots of places. No, this one wants to fight with me. There we go. Again, finger tight. Just like that. It's going to be such a pretty color. Oh, this is a different lid. I actually got these at the Dollarama a few years ago, and they work well. You want to be careful when you put these down in the canner. There has to be, I guess, an inch or so of water over the top. I'm just going to put them in my big canner. If you don't have a big canner, you can take just a really big pot like this, or even bigger. You can put a cup towel or anything down in the bottom. Lay your jars on that, and then if you have like a rack or something like that, put that in the bottom as well. Put the jars in, water over top, put the lid on. My canning pot comes with a big rack inside that has handles and stuff that makes it a little bit easier. But be sure to put it over the top. Now, depending on your altitude, the time for processing is going to vary between 15 minutes. I usually go about 8 minutes just to be safe. I think we're at water level or sea level, so we should be fine there. And yeah, so once they come out of the canner, the process there, lift them up, take them out, and wait. You'll hear a little pop, 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 pop. That's a sign that your jars are sealing. Don't be tempted. So many people take the jars and they're like, oh, you give me jar jam, but it's not sealed. It seems it's loose here. Don't do that. So many people are tempted to do that. Reality, these rings are supposed to be removed when you're canning and when you're storing the jars, because sometimes jars can unseal themselves and you would never notice with the ring on, but with the ring off you would notice right away. And you really want to be careful, because you know, when you're dealing with food preservation, you can get really sick if you're not careful. So do not retighten the rings. And yeah, so they're going to process for 8 minutes or so. Take them out, let them set 24 to 48 hours. I know it's a long time. Sometimes jelly can take up to 2 weeks to set. A lot of people are like, oh no, it's ruined, I don't know what to do. If you have that happen to you and your jelly doesn't set, I'm sure it will be the most delicious pancake syrup you ever tasted. So that's my video. Oh, before I go, I wanted to show you guys, we were out today again and picked way more blueberries again. These buckets are actually 3 kg buckets, which are another half size bigger than your typical salt meat bucket. So I guess there will be lots and lots and lots of wine going down in this house. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and share. And yeah, I'll be back soon with another video. And I hope you're having a beautiful day. Bye.